In today's video, we're going to dig into one of the biggest opportunities to come out of the Secure Act 2.0, and that's how to convert unused 529 plan dollars to a Roth IRA. I'm going to break down how it works, what the fine print says, and why this could supercharge your kids' or grandkids' retirement. Let's begin by breaking down what a 529 plan is. A 529 plan is a tax-advantaged savings account designed to help pay for qualified education expenses like college tuition, room and board, and even K through 12 tuition in some states. Here's why you should be considering it. You invest after-tax dollars into a 529. The money grows tax-free, and withdrawals are tax-free when used for qualified education expenses. But here's the catch. What if your child doesn't use all the funds? Maybe they got scholarships, maybe they didn't go to college, or maybe you just overfunded it. Well, before Secure Act 2.0, you were stuck. You'd either have to leave the money in limbo, change the beneficiary, or withdraw it and pay income tax plus a 10% penalty on the earnings. Starting in 2024, however, you can convert any leftover 529 funds into a Roth IRA for the beneficiary without taxes or penalties. This means money you save for college can now kickstart your kids' or your grandkids' tax-free retirement. But it's important that you follow the rules, and there are quite a few of them. So let's break them down one by one. The first rule you need to be aware of is the 15-year holding period. Here's how it works. Your 529 plan needs to be open for at least 15 years before you can convert it to a Roth. That means that you can't just open a 529 plan today and convert it tomorrow. There's a holding period. So here's a pro tip. If you have a young child, open a 529 plan so you can get the clock started. By the way, you don't have to fund it heavily to get that clock started. You just have to make a contribution. Okay, rule number 2 is the lifetime cap of $35,000. The total you can convert from a 529 plan to a Roth IRA is $35,000 per beneficiary over their lifetime. That means that if you have $100,000 in your 529 plan, you can't just convert all of it to a Roth IRA. You're limited by that $35,000 cap. And that brings us to rule number 3. Annual Roth contribution rules do apply. In other words, when converting a 529 plan to Roth, you're still subject to the annual Roth IRA contribution limit. In 2025, that's $7,000 if you're younger than age 50 and $8,000 if you're over age 50. So for example, you can't convert $7,000 from your 529 plan to Roth and contribute $7,000 to your Roth IRA. It's one or the other. It also means that if you're going to convert up to the full $35,000 limit, it will take at least 5 years to get all the heavy lifting done. All right, rule number 4, you must have earned income. So just like with any Roth contribution, your beneficiary must have earned income in the year of the conversion. Here's an example. If your kid has $10,000 of earned income, they could convert the full $7,000 in that year. If they have $5,000 of earned income, they could only convert $5,000 in that year. This also means that if your kid has no job, they can't do the conversion even if the 529 is eligible. Okay, rule number 5. Contributions and earnings older than 5 years only. The funds being rolled over must come from contributions and earnings older than 5 years. So if you happen to have made any contributions in the last 5 years, they won't be eligible yet. And finally, rule number 6. Conversion must go to beneficiary's Roth. This means that if you have a child who is the beneficiary of your 529 plan, you can't roll those funds into your Roth IRA. That Roth IRA must be in the name of the 529 beneficiary. Okay, now that we've reviewed the 6 rules that govern 529 to Roth conversions, here's an example of how this might work in real life. Let's say you opened a 529 plan for your daughter 15 years ago. She went to college, got some scholarships, and you have $30,000 left in the account. Then she graduates, starts working, and makes $40,000 a year. In 2025, she would be eligible to contribute up to $7,000 into her Roth IRA. Instead of having her contribute $7,000 from her own bank account, you could do a 529 to Roth conversion of $7,000. You could then repeat this every year for the next 4 years. By the end of this 5-year period, your daughter would have $35,000 sitting in her Roth IRA, growing tax-free. And let's say that account averaged 7% over the ensuing 40 years, it could be worth over $500,000. And so long as she's 59 and a half when she takes that money out, 100% of those distributions would be completely tax-free. And let's face it, given the fiscal trajectory of our nation, taxes 40 years from now are likely to be much higher than they are today. By the way, if your daughter was planning on contributing $7,000 to her Roth IRA anyway, she can now redirect that $7,000 to her Roth 401k and really supercharge her tax-free savings. What Secure Act 2.0 has essentially done is create a safety net for your child's college savings. Now, you don't have to worry about taxes or penalties if you end up not using every last dollar of those 529 plan funds. So you no longer have to be afraid of overfunding your 529 plan, because at the end of the day, if your child doesn't end up using all of the money, it could end up being a great way to kickstart your child's Roth IRA. Okay, in summary, here are 4 takeaways about 529 to Roth conversions. First, start the clock early. Open 529s while your kids are still young so you can get that 15-year clock started. Second, make sure you're apprised of your child's earned income each year. Remember, you can only do the 529 to Roth conversion if they have earned income. Third, avoid recent contributions. Remember, you're not allowed to convert funds that have been contributed within the last 5 years. And fourth, monitor annual limits. You can only convert $35,000 in total, so make sure you plan your conversion strategically over multiple years so you can stay below the $7,000 Roth IRA contribution limit. In conclusion, this exciting new development with 529 plan should give you even more incentive to make contributions because you have an amazing safety net that can ultimately add hundreds of thousands of tax-free dollars to your child's retirement. If you'd like to develop a strategy that will help you wring the most efficiency out of your retirement savings, head over to davemcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'm happy to refer you to a financial advisor in my Power Zero network that has been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I'll do my very best to respond to them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.